Welcome back to the Westmoreland Sports Network for our Recruiting Thursday feature, brought to you by our friends at Sendell Volkswagen in Greensburg. We would love to meet you. Jack Ridenour here with you, and today we are joined by current Penn-Trafford baseball and basketball player and recent Seton Hill baseball commit, Brayden Stone. Brayden, first off, thanks so much for joining us today, and a big congratulations on the commitment. How excited are you about this?
Super excited. Tough decision. Very stressful, but glad I made the decision and definitely made the right one. So,
Well, what was it about Seton Hill? I know obviously they've been a powerhouse baseball wise, but what other aspects about the Griffins program ultimately drew you there?
Coach Maz and Coach Martin, uh, the interest they have in me as a player, I just felt like they really wanted me, which it made my decision pretty easy.
What do you plan on studying in there? Have you made that decision yet?
Business communications, but I don't know. I'm back and forth between that and then sports management.
Oh, cool. What do you want to do with that?
Uh, Not sure, but like one thing is like own my own facility, like a hitting place, like where I could train like kids, because I've been trained and I find joy in that. So
That's awesome, man. No, that's great. Like, obviously, you don't have to have it all mapped out right now, but it's good that you got a little bit of a plan. During this process for you, what were some other schools that kind of came about on the radar for you and you were also interested in?
my final three were IUP, Seton Hill, and then Allegheny. So
Great that you're able to file that down and obviously make that decision before baseball season fires up. But I know that you're in the midst of basketball season right now, and I'm curious with you being a dual sport athlete, had you ever thought about pursuing both basketball and baseball in college?
um, it's been a thought, like just a thought though. I mean, that workload would be crazy. So I just went with baseball.
Had you ever thought about wanting to pursue basketball instead of baseball?
Yeah, when I was younger, middle school, when I thought that's what my best sport was, but ultimately baseball. I mean, we all want to play baseball. It's very easy on the body. Like basketball is just it's tough, man.
Yeah, you're speaking to a former player, my friend. I know the rigors that goes into it for sure. But I know that when you go off to Seton Hill, you'll be joined by a former Penn-Trafford player in Jacob Haynes. And I'm curious to hear just how much you've talked to Jacob and, any advice that he might have given you during this process.
Yeah, I talked to Jake on my visit there. He kind of gave me the rundown on the whole like facility, the coaches, the workload they have. And he had the same injury as me his senior year. He tore his labrum. So we talked about that. I got a better understanding, like how they treat it there. Like just kind of he just kind of talked me through like everything that happens there, which was nice to hear from somebody that comes from where I go to school at.
Well, I'm glad you bring up the injury because that was the next thing I was going to ask about. Because right before we jumped on, you mentioned to me that you basically played injured the whole season last year. So talk a little bit about just with your torn labrum, what that was like having to go through that, and then what the recovery process has been like as well.
So yeah, sophomore summer I tore my labrum pitching in summer ball, and then played through it all junior year, basketball, baseball. Got the surgery, I want to say about 6 months ago. Got cleared in just over 4 months. So I thought I was going to be back in about January from the surgery, but I was able to push through and get back in 4 months.
How's it been with you being in basketball season right now? I'm sure this is probably a nice little warm up for you before baseball to kind of get the shoulder and get that kind of muscle working a little bit, right?
Yeah, it feels great. Better than it has in the past 2 years. Just my surgeon, he did a great job. So
Well, that's great, man, and especially being able to bounce back and still be able to play your senior year of basketball as well. But I want to get into last season with you because obviously a historic year for you and the Warriors, winning the WPIAL championship, making a deep run in the state playoffs. What do you think it was about last year's group that made that team just so special?
uh, just the bonds that we had, like the friendship. I mean, on and off the field, we got along so well. We were all so connected that when we got on the field, it was just fun. We weren't really worried about making mistakes. Everything just came like natural. It's like just easy with that group of guys.
What was that championship game like? I know it was very close. You guys took an early lead. Bethel Park started to fight back some. Just what was going through your mind in those final few innings as the game was kind of winding down?
It was a dogfight. I mean, I know that, I mean, our pitching was remarkable all year, so I wasn't worried about really giving up runs. We had a great defense. Um, I just knew we had to pull together some hits, and that's what we did. Carmen Metcalf had a spectacular bunt, uh, single here and there, but just I just knew we had to pull together some hits because our pitching and our defense was really our strong suit.
How good did it feel to beat Bethel Park, especially with what happened the year prior? They bounced you out of the playoffs and actually in the semifinals, so deprived you of a championship then. How good and what kind of maybe revenge did you feel taking down Bethel Park in the biggest game of the year?
Yeah, I mean, it felt really amazing to, beat the team that took you out of the playoffs last year, uh, especially in the championship game. I mean, that just makes it so much more like fun and exciting. I know a lot of those Bethel Park guys, so it was fun competing against them, but even better that we beat them.
Without a doubt. And I'm sure a very sweet revenge for you and the Warriors. But I know that baseball season is a couple months away. I know it's right around the corner, but in the midst of basketball season right now, your team's playing really well as of late. And I'm curious to hear what the expectations that your team has for this season and with this group especially.
Yeah, we want to win a section title. Uh, everybody's goal is to make it to the WPIAL finals, make it to states, but we just got to take it one game at a time. Um, I mean, kind of just pull things together. I mean, we're a tight group. We get along. Uh, we just need to really finish games out, finish quarters out. I think we'll be all right.
How nice is it that you get to play with a lot of your teammates that are on the baseball team during basketball season as well, being basketball players?
It's awesome. I mean, it just expands our friendship. We take what we got from basketball right over to baseball season, and I mean, it makes it that much more fun and just it's a good thing to have when you got guys that play both sports.
Yeah, well, the camaraderie is definitely very evident for you and your Warriors group. But Brayden, it's been great to have you on today. Before we let you run, just curious to hear from you. I know that your time as a Warrior's winding down, but as you embark on your next journey to becoming a Griffin, what are you looking forward to the most when you head off to Seton Hill and continue your career at the next level?
Just developing as a player and a person, and I think Seton Hill offers that. Talking to Coach Maz, I mean, their development program they have there, it's one of the best. That's why they are one of the best schools in the PSAC. Um, but yeah, just developing as a person, really.
Well, we're definitely excited to see how you develop as a player throughout the rest of this year and moving forward. Again, Brayden, thanks so much for stopping by. Congratulations on the commitment and good luck the rest of basketball and soon enough baseball season.
Of course, man. Thank you.
That's Seton Hill baseball commit Brayden Stone. As always, thanks so much for joining us for another Recruiting Thursday brought to you by Sendell Volkswagen in Greensburg. We would love to meet you. Make sure you check out our other Recruiting Thursday features that are available on our YouTube channel. And as always, this is Jack Ridenour signing off, never saying goodbye, simply a see you later, right here and only on the Westmoreland Sports Network.